What's up, guys? Scott Tannic 1 here again. Vinyl Collection Volume 17. Little bit of a different video this time. All the records I'm going to show today are kind of themed. There's actually 6 records instead of my normal 5. We'll get into that once I start showing the records. These are all from Relapse, and these are 3 of these, half of the stack, are essential classics. Like I said in my Stack O Classic CD video, I never really got into this band initially, and now, later on here down the road, I've become kind of obsessed with this fucking band. I don't know why I didn't like them at first, but we'll go ahead and talk about it. We'll go ahead and, you probably know, Death. Yeah, man, I did not like Death when I first heard them. And that's probably because the first thing I heard by Death is Symbolic, and that's a complete departure from, the first 4 records, in my opinion. That record put a real sour taste in my mouth at the time. I was really into, like, Deicide and Cannibal Corpse and, Morbid Angel at the time, and that was the first Death album I heard. And I couldn't get behind it. I just couldn't get into the band. Never listened to this stuff, so I never went back. But man, I'm glad I did, because this record here is fucking amazing. This is a 2020 reissue on Relapse, in case you were wondering. It's definitely not an OG. This is like the 18th bazillionth time that Relapse has reissued these albums, but I never was into them until now, so fuck you. But yeah, man, Scream Bloody Gore. What can be said? I mean, everyone's talked about this album ad nauseum. Is it their first death metal album? That's debatable. But is it a great early death metal album? Absolutely. I actually kind of champion it now more than Seven Churches, but that's just me. Comes with this inner sheet that folds out, actually. Too bad they didn't make the jacket a gatefold and do this layout for the gatefold, but it is what it is. The cool thing about these reissues is they are on some insane colors. Go ahead and show this off to you. It's on like a clear vinyl with red pinwheels and blue and white splatter. I think that's what it says on the sticker. Check out the labels, Old boy holding the goblet of gore. Really, really beautiful record. To name favorite songs off this, I mean, to anyone who likes this album, you would be naming the whole fucking track listing. But if I had to pick some favorites, of course, it'd be like Zombie Ritual, of course. My absolute favorite on here is Denial of Life, the 3rd track. Oh, man, that fucking riff in Denial of Life is just unrivaled. Sacrificial, fucking Regurgitated Guts, Evil Dead, Torn to Pieces, Scream Bloody Gore, fucking Beyond the Unholy Grave. This is just a fucking classic banger of an album. Yeah, man. This album's been talked to death as pretty much almost everything by Death. So, I won't dwell on them too long, but, if you get a chance to pick up these reissues, I highly recommend it. They sound great. And this vinyl copy actually has the bonus tracks from the 2-disc CD that weren't on the original, The Land of No Return and Beyond the Unholy Grave. Classic shit, man. Scream Bloody Gore. I mean, it don't get much better than this. Or does it? In my opinion, this is their best shit. Leprosy, the follow-up. So many classic tracks off this. I mean, again, to name awesome tracks off this is to fucking name the entire track listing. Title track. My absolute favorite Death song is on here. Born Dead, Forgotten Past, Left to Die, Pull the Plug, Open Casket, Primitive Ways. I mean, the whole album fucking rips, man. Again, this is another one of those 2020 reissues on the colored vinyl, which I'll show you here in a second. You got your insert. Folds out like so. Love that fucking picture, man. Lyrics, credits. Awesome shit. And we'll see the actual record itself here, because this one is probably my favorite looking one for some weird reason. But this record is fucking gorgeous. On like a pink with blue and white splatter. There's your label. Your B-side. Awesome shit. Like I said, to name classic tracks off this is name the whole fucking album, man. The whole thing's a classic. If you don't know these early Death albums, I really don't know what you've been doing. Holy shit, what the hell's going on with this? But yeah, man, this stuff is beyond classic. Some of the best riffs ever written. In my opinion, this is the most important early death metal album that there is. This kind of just paved the way for that like Scott Burns era style of Florida death metal. And I just think this album in particular just encapsulates a part in time in the band that was just so raw and so yet so clean and crisp because of Scott Burns' production on here. But yeah, man, Leprosy, absolute classic. Check it out if you haven't. I don't see who hasn't heard that album, but anyway, moving along. We got the final in my death album collection of vinyl. God damn, I'm tongue-tied today. We got the follow-up, Spiritual Healing. Probably the beginning of what people consider progressive death metal. Definitely a departure in sound from Leprosy, but yet equally good. Favorite tracks on here is also to name the whole fucking track listing, but Altering the Future, Within the Mind, the title track, Spiritual Healing, Low Life, phone's ringing, they're gonna have to fucking wait. Killing Spree, Genetic Reconstruction, I mean, fucking classic album. Again, another one of the 2020 reissues from Relapse. Got a whole fuck ton of goodies that come with it. Like another fold-out inner sheet. This album with James Murphy, man. I wish James Murphy would have stayed around in this band, because fucking James Murphy rules as a fucking guitar player. I don't think there's been anyone in Death that can really compete with how Chuck could shred like James Murphy could. He was the fucking man. The Riffmeister. Another reason why I really, really like this album. Go ahead and show the vinyl off, because it is too on one of those crazy colored ones. This one's a little more basic. Blue with red, black, and white splatter. Blue pinwheel. There's your side B. Your side A. Again, love the fucking setup on these records. They look so good. Sound great, man. These really do sound good. I highly recommend picking these up if you're into Death. They've done pretty much the entire discography, I think. But after Human, I kind of fall off on this band, because they go in directions that I just don't really care for after Human. So the first 4 albums for me are just essential must-owns. But yeah, Spiritual Healing, complete and total fucking classic as well. Check it out if you haven't. I don't know who hasn't, but moving right along, more from Relapse. Now this band is kind of like, they're basically a death worship band, and that's how I kind of like got into these guys too, because it sounds kind of like that early Death stuff, but a little more modernized. We got Gruesome with Savage Land, their first record. I believe the guy Matt Harvey from Exhumed is the brainchild behind this, and this is seriously straight up death worship. All of these albums today, by the way, which I didn't really plan, but all have artwork featuring the master artsmanship of fucking Ed Repka. All 6 of these albums today have Ed Repka art, so this is definitely his YouTube revenge here. Basically a play on Leprosy. Got a picture of the back there. Old girl with her cleavage. Great tracks on this, man. Savage Lands, Trapped in Hell, Hideous. The title track, Gruesome, Closed Casket. This shit is fucking killer. Kind of like a mixture of Leprosy and spiritual healing era death going on this. I know it's supposed to be kind of like their take on Leprosy, but it sounds like a hybrid of the two. Oh boy's lyrics, man. Oh boy, Matt Harvey's vocals sound just like early Chuck. So, got a lyric sheet. You know, respectfully dedicated to the memory of evil Chuck Schuldiner. So yeah, all of this stuff is pretty much straight up love letters to the albums I just showed you, those first 3 Death albums. But yeah, great shit. Show you the record. There's really not a whole lot to see on this record, on these gruesome albums, but I'll go ahead and show them off anyway. They kind of like got that old school Relapse logo. They're all on black. But yeah, man, this is killer shit. I really, really like this band a lot. I can't wait to see what they come up with next, because this stuff is killer, man. This debut is really good. Highly recommended if you're into death. But yeah, man, Gruesome, Savage Lands. Definitely check this shit out if you haven't. I don't see... Well, I could see people not getting into this, because not a lot of people get into the, like, you know, worship bands. I'll fuck with that here in a little bit. This video is already running kind of long, so we'll just keep it moving along here. We got their second EP, Dimensions of Horror. This is my favorite shit they've done. This fucking shit is awesome. This is like pretty much their love letter to Scream Bloody Gore. It's got that raw production. It's got, you know, just that crazy ass vocal delivery. Amazing artwork on this, man. This is probably my favorite art piece of modern Ed Repka shit. Got the back there. Yeah, this is just a little 6-song EP, but it's fucking an amazing 6 minutes. Best stuff on here is like Forces of Death, Raped by Darkness, Hellbound, 7 Doors. The title track, Dimensions of Horror, is fucking amazing. Not a whole lot to show here. Again, got a lyric sheet. Same thing on the back, you know, credits, thanks, all that good shit. And again, it's just on black vinyl, but it's got that cool retro Combat logo, like Combat Records. Center labels, I mean. It says 45 RPM here. Fucking awesome shit, man. I highly recommend this band. If you haven't heard Gruesome, you should definitely do it, because they do death worship like really respectfully. It's like, it's not them like trying to like poke fun. They're deadly serious about this project, and man, this is great shit. I highly recommend it. Dimensions of Horror, awesome EP. Check it out if you haven't. Moving right along to the last and final record I got. I actually mentioned that I had this in my classics video when I showed off the CD copy I got of this shit. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. Twisted Prayers, the last full length that Gruesome has done so far. I believe they are working on something else, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, man, they did a split recently with Exhumed, which is basically the Matt Harvey show too. So another amazing Ed Repka album cover. Best songs on here is Inhumane, Waste of Life, Crusade Brutality, Fatal Illusions, the title track, Twisted Prayers. All excellent shit. Got another lyric sheet. A little bit more simplified than the last one. Again, this is just on black vinyl. Going with the Combat Records old school front label again. Again, it also comes with a digital download, but if you want a digital copy of this, buy the record yourself. Because I'm stingy and I'm greedy like that. But anyway, man, yeah, I highly recommend this band. This band is just awesome. Definitely sounds like those first 3 Death albums. Just put a more of a darker take on the lyrical content. Because Matt Harvey's lyrics are a lot more darker than what Chuck come up with. But that being said, there's no substitution for the original. But if you wanted something, if you wanted something a little different, that is basically death worship, but it's got its own character too. Gruesome as a band to definitely look for. Yeah, man, highly recommend this. As I do with all these albums that I showed today, or I wouldn't have fucking bought them, especially on vinyl. But yeah, man, that's it. A little bit longer of a video today. Like I said, I had the 6 records. Figured I'd show you my recent acquisitions. Is probably going to be the last stuff I get for a while. Times are tough. Everyone knows how it is. So, yeah, man. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these records. Have you heard them? I'm pretty sure you've heard all this shit, but your opinions on them, your opinions on these umpteenth bazillionth fucking relapse reissues of those Death albums. And yeah, man, until next time, take it easy, guys. See you in the next video.